little hard sometimes to rest, unwind. Holla if you're here because you want to leave your stress behind. Getting into overload, don't lose your flow. Holla if you're here because you wanna bury your sorrow in a vibe, honey. All of your troubles don't seem so amplified, 'cause inside we're brave. Can't take you over deeply, your appetite. Got the vibe, honey. We got the specialist beat secret supply. We put it down and I'll be telling us, yeah. Spin another vibe, bro. We lift and light up. When the night ends, you'll be leaving on a high note. Get out, say hi, bud. Yeah. Spin another vibe, bro. We lift and light up. When the night ends, you'll be leaving on a high note. Get out, yeah. And you'll be singing, oh yeah. You'll be singing, oh yeah, in no time. Like I don't wanna go, like I don't wanna go home. And you'll be singing, oh yeah. You'll be singing, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Get out here. It's a little hard sometimes to feel the quiet. Holla if you're settling, we'll let it spin whenever tired. Getting into overload, don't lose your flow. Holla if you're here because you wanted us to take control with the vibe, honey. All of your troubles don't seem so amplified, 'cause inside we're brave. Can't take you over deeply, your appetite. That's a vibe, honey. We got the specialist beat secret supply. We put it down and they'll be telling us, yeah. Spin another vibe, bro. We lit the lights up. When the night ends, you'll be leaving on a high note. Get out, say hi, bud. Yeah. Spin another vibe, bro. We lit the lights up. When the night ends, you'll be leaving on a high note. Get out here. You'll be singing out here in no time. Like I don't wanna go home. You'll be singing, oh yeah. I don't wanna go
Well, welcome in everybody to round 2 of the Super Lite World Tour, brought to you by Kiwi Sim Racing. And tonight we are live from Circuit Zandvoort. Should be in for another Ripper Nights racing. Joining me in the comms box again, it is Mr. Thomas McEwen. Tomo, welcome back to the comms box, mate. Another round of racing and hopefully a couple more lid skids for the viewers.
A few more halo grinds for sure. Whoever's going to be on that on those corners with the broom pushing the gravel back off the track's going to be absolutely hard out tonight.
Busy times ahead, do you reckon? Clearing the mess that drivers going to be spreading all over that track?
Oh yeah, debris sweeping is going to be an all-night effort for sure.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a bit bit murky here at the moment, bit foggy in the Netherlands, but hopefully some of that fog lifts and we get a bit of a clearer shot of these cars.
Kiwi Sim Racing might be trying to simulate the Max Verstappen flares going off in the crowd.
Too right. Of course, at the moment, following what is our championship leader, Tomo, after, well, a fairly up and down week for the race winners last week. Well, even the podium finishes from
Even
that
the
first
podium
race.
went up and down and over in some cases.
Yeah, too right. And through all that carnage, Dyson Freeman managed to find himself at the top of that table, and you've got that handy. Can you run us through probably the top 5?
So he's 5 points ahead of Hayden Kirk, who is ahead of Brendan Partridge, Corey Croissant in 4th, and then Brody McConkey in 5th.
Yeah, there you go.
18 points separating the top 5.
Yeah, so nothing in it. And I'll tell you what, it's pretty strange not hearing the names of Ewan Baker and certainly Cam Dance as well, not being mentioned in that top 5 after dominating that first race last week, and then just coming unstuck and going south. And really, Ewan Baker DNF that second race as a car goes around in the background.
Yeah, so Cam Dance isn't far out of the top 5, he's just down tied for 7th.
Yeah, okay, so you would not write him off. Of course, still early stages of this World Tour, only round 2 tonight, and man, plenty of
haven't left Europe.
Yeah, plenty of racing ahead for the drivers, that's for sure. As we make our way around, is it 6 rounds this championship? It's got to be 5 or 6 rounds, I know that much. We just play it
6
by
rounds.
6 rounds, there you go. Suzuka next week, I know that much, as they head to Japan for that one. And probably somewhat a bit more familiar track for myself. I know you've probably done plenty of laps around this circuit yourself, Tomo.
Suzuka or Zandvoort?
Zandvoort.
Holy!
That was huge in the background. Jesus. He was not mucking around there. It looks like we got 33 cars in the house tonight. And are we going to see a repeat effort from this man, Luke Dilworth, from the back row of the grid, along with Corey Cross? And we've seen them both do it last week, and Corey, of course, ended up on the podium. So probably going to try and repeat those efforts tonight with only a minute to go in qualifying. They have not set a lap time as yet.
I'll tell you what, any other round, if you started with the back and you were competing with Ewan Baker on points after that first round, it would be a good weekend.
Oh yeah, you're not wrong there. Absolutely. So just under a minute to go in qualifying, and the cars will get ready. Of course, same format as our opening round tonight. We have our 15-minute sprint race and then a wee break before we get into the 40-minute feature race, and it all hit the fan in that 40-minute feature race last week. Let's see.
And the whole field this time.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'd get behind that. That would be an awesome idea, Tomo.
Invert the whole field, take it to Chili Bowl, and make it full contact.
Take it to Chili Bowl, you reckon? Tell you what, that was absolute carnage on Sunday night.
No spoilers, I still need to watch that back.
Oh man, absolute cars everywhere, up the wall, every corner. It was, yeah, it was interesting. A few people still thinking that they can get repairs. They won't be able to do that this week, that's for sure. So we'll get our grids up. Hopefully I've got the right ones here for our first heat race off the front row. It will be Ewan Baker and Robert Henry. Out of row 2, Jordan Sharplin and Justin Davies. Row 3, it'll be Dyson Freeman and Brody McConkey. Row 4 sees Brady Stanley and Brendan Partridge. Row number 5, Mitchell Campbell and Taylor Oakes. Row 6, it'll be Cameron Dance and Ben Heron. Row 7, Connor Nixon and Martin Waugh. Row 8, Hayden Kirk and Ben Doherty. Row 9 will see Paul McKenzie and Craig Brock. Row 10 will be Rob Woodworth and Marcus Walker. Row 11, Phil King and Eric Roloffs. Row 12, Brad Wiggins and Vaughan Martin. Row 13, it'll be Simon Burling-Claridge and Jamie Stewart. Row 14 will see Simon Honey and Lockie Brett. Row 15, it'll be Corey Crossan and Arthur Taylor. Row 16 will be Luke Dilworth and AJ Giddy. And the final row will see Ollie McCall, as it looks like. The timing was perfect and we are about to go. Heat race number 1 for the night. Well, our only heat race is go. The cars already going in every direction. Can we get through the first couple of corners safely this week? That's the question. Robert Henry has got a brilliant jump and managed to get in front of Ewan Baker at the start of this one. Davies hot in pursuit of Baker at the moment. Oh, there's passing going on everywhere at this stage. Cam Dance already up to position number 5 from grid 12, I believe that was. On a mission to start this one. Oh, that was Robert Henry.
Yeah, all come undone. I feel like Hempy heads it already at round 2.
Oh, no deal. No deal at all. That was Robert Henry taking a big ride off the track. We'll go back at some point and have a look what has unfolded for him there, because he was out front. Now Ewan Baker.
Ewan Baker would never run for the lead,
surely not. Surely not. We'll have to. I'll see if I can pick something up to start with. Looks like a few cars out there at the moment having some issues. Arthur Taylor's had a problem. Marcus Walker as well. There's been a few early moments, we'll call them, out there to go back and have a look at. Jordan Sharpland looks like he's definitely come unstuck out there. Corey Crossan possibly involved. We'll go back and have a nosy at some early carnage here at Circuit Zandvoort. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's Dyson Freeman, current championship leader, involved in that one. Sharpland. Oh, he's over. We have our first lid skid already, early stages. Get amongst it.
What a weird way to go over too.
Yeah, we see this.
R-Factor style.
Yeah, sure. You're not wrong there. Tell you what, Freeman lucky. What actually happens here? Oh, just, yeah.
Wheel calculations just go slightly wrong in the physics end for sure.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Mitchell Campbell, he was involved in that. We saw him go over last week.
In case you're wondering how a skip father is doing backwards.
That's how? Oh, we missed that one. That is heavy contact. In the fence there for Walker. We'll quickly get another different angle on that one. Right. Oh! I don't know where that car that started launching it ended up, but was not on the track. Oh, Taylor, hard contact. There has been some big moments early in this one, and we'll find out what's unfolded for what. Oh, he's just spun it around himself. He will not be happy with himself. Simon Honey there gets it all wrong.
Already some kitty litter dragged onto that part of the circuit.
And Ben Heron here gets turned around. Martin Waugh, another one who found himself on his lid last week, just gets it all wrong there. So a few self spins early here at Circuit Zandvoort. We get back to the racing. It is still Ewan Baker. Out front, comfortable margin 2 over Justin Davies. He's back in P2, 1.8 seconds behind race leader Brodie McConkey. A decent run, early stages up to P3.
My math's not that great, but that was 8 cars in the pits on lap 1.
Yeah, that certainly unfolded for a few cars out there, that is for sure. Jordan Sharpen, involved in the bigger one, ended up on his lid. We'll love to see it. See here Hayden Kirk in the brick livery. He sits P6. And he's made a good start to his championship. I think he said he was currently sitting P2 in points. Behind,
yes, he is.
Behind what was our leader.
Dyson Freeman.
Yeah, Dyson Freeman. He's down, well, he's been through the pits, I'd say he's over a minute behind. And he will have some, well, he hasn't even been down the pit lane. He's got some massive damage on that car. Front left, not even going around as he goes down pit lane now, gets some of those repairs tended to. Jump
I
off.
hope we saw at that time just the amount of kid litter just sprattered around on that inside of the corner, just the whole way around. You've got to pick up some spikes just to get through the corner.
Yeah, it's certainly a interesting new thing that iRacing brought in, isn't it? They'll bring in rubbish onto the track.
Just about need mud tyres.
You're not wrong. Just riding on board here with Cam Dance. Tell you what, she is pretty high commitment out there through those corners. A bit of elevation change around the circuit too, Tomo.
Yeah, I'm going to say relatively new rescan they've done. The old model was just flat the whole way around, if I remember correctly. The new model, you actually don't stay flat ever. It's just up and down, like the nature Gisborne Road.
That's off. Doesn't look like any of our current top 5 there ventured off into the sand trap.
That was someone who was caught up on lap 1 as well, looking at the design of it.
It's a bit of a battle unfolding out here at the moment. B-Party, Connor Nixon and Eric Roloffs as well. Now looking for a way
Good job
past.
staying side by side.
What was that?
Doing a really good job just staying side by side, giving each other respect that you need.
Yeah, look at that rubbish on the track through that corner there. Absolutely littered.
Baker out with the broom and the hose for sure.
He's almost got time to stop and sweep it up and carry on as he goes quickest lap of the race. A 1:24.845, and that is some distance back to second. His Brodie McConkey has just done a 1:25.540, so yeah, Baker out front at the moment, doing it comfortably.
Because last week it was all about the not the drag, the
Draft.
the draft. There we go. The other D word of sim racing. This week it almost seems like the third D word, dirty air. Just getting that clean, fresh air over your front wing to keep it planted through these sweeping curves instead of getting dragged along the straights almost. As Ewan won't have any sort of draft partner out the front there with a whole 3 and a 4 second lead.
Yeah, he is absolutely gone, isn't he? And those lap times, yeah, shown. Draft not too much of a factor, possibly. At the moment, we see Justin Davies in P3 trying to close the gap down to Brodie McConkey, and you see just lurking there in the background Cam Dance sitting P4 looking for an opportunity. Of course, top 12 invert
Yes.
For our feature, it's going to put B Party off the pole at this stage, and he was finished there as Eric Roloff's in behind him at the moment. So here we go, a bit of attack here from Davies on McConkey. Can he get close enough? Just loses a chunk of time through that corner, doesn't he? He gets close and then gone.
That dirty air just pushing you off your preferred line. It's these fast sections you can't really put the nose in without risking just both of you going for some lid skids. But once you get to these slower sections, like I think it's the end of this long straight, you can start actually trying to nose your way past and try and make a move. Of course, I don't have the speed to actually pass one, so I just got to throw the nose in and hope they respect me.
Well, I'll tell you what, I probably wouldn't even be able to get around this track. So, yeah, you're well ahead of me.
Oh, yes. Your way around, eh?
Yeah. Here we go. Justin Davies is going to look the long way around as he gained Baker. Sets the quickest lap again, a 1:24.73. And
that's... Told him it's the race, not qualifying?
What's that?
Has anyone told him it's the race?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, that was a whole second faster than second place that time by, as we watched him here battling it out. Davies. Can he find a way past McConkey? Brady McConkey's been able to make that car extremely wide so far. Cam Dance now trying to close that margin down as well. Is he going to have a say late in this one for the podium? Looks like Luke Dilworth has left the party.
There goes his championship battle with Ewan Baker. He was only 3 points behind going into this round.
There we go, the gap closing. I'm just keeping an eye on Corey Crossan at the moment. I believe he started off well towards the back. He's currently up to P15 at the moment. So goes Dance. Back to Davies. He's going to work his way past here. Davies looking for a big shot up the inside. Oh, makes contact. McConkey gone into the sand trap.
Get respected.
Yeah, he sent it in there big time. Tried to force the issue. Contact was made. Well, Davies gets into McConkey while battling for second in the race, and that opens the door for Cam Dance. Now he moves up to P3 in the race. I'll tell you what, the drama, the race leader, he's gone. 6.3 second lead out front and growing every lap as the margin now closes. Oh, Cam Dance there. The car just went straight ahead momentarily. What's going on?
That might have been one of the other things Ewan was talking about last week, where sometimes the car just feels like you're either going to lose the rear end or it's just going to go straight. You got to choose between the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, Cameron Dance seems to be having a fair bit of trouble out there late in this one. The car moving around a fair bit on the track. So maybe just a mistake. It just looked like the car shot ahead. That opened the door for Brady Stanley. Dance.
Temporarily.
Yeah, Dance just takes that spot away. See if he can get back to the back off Davies for one last crack at it. Oh, Stanley there running fairly wide. Going to get a good run off that corner. He's got a good run. He's going to get to the back of Cam Dance here. Can he find a way past? Race suddenly coming to life. So could that possibly be signs for that 40-minute feature?
These guys, of course, they've got to battle each other again in this feature, just further down the order. Unless they make a mistake and we see small lid skids into turn 1, which I am all for.
Yeah, same here. I'll tell you what, that race 4 pole for the next one's changed big time. Here at Roloff's now sits in P12 and V Party is gone from the server possibly. Can't really tell, but Ewan Baker out front, he's possibly good. He's going to have 1 lap to go there. You see the white flag out. Baker, 6.
See old mate still doing burnouts in the pits?
Yeah, is someone doing skids in there?
I saw it in the corner of my eye the previous lap, someone doing some white smoke. I don't know if it was just them warming up the tyres to try and get a lap record on the way out, or what the go was. I don't know if you saw him, he might have done something about it, but...
I'll tell you what, Cam Dance, in the meantime, managed to get that pass done on Justin Davies. Well, I'll tell you what, it looks like the draft playing a little bit of a part in this one that can draw them closer, but you go into the corner too close, and like you say, that dirty air, Tomo, it looks like it just sends the cards straight ahead. So we stick with this battle for second, third. At the moment, Ewan Baker is absolutely gone. He will be loving that clear air out front. He's not put a foot wrong in this one. Continuously with some quick lap times too. He's obviously just eased off the gas a bit in these last couple of laps. Make sure no mistakes as he brings it down across the start-finish line and will claim heat race number 1 tonight. Get back to this battle. Cam Dance brings it home. P2 from Davies. Stanley almost took that away at P4 after contact while running second. It is Brody McConkey, and
he won't be happy.
He will not be happy about that move, there's no doubt about that. Eric Roloff's trying to pick him up, nowhere to be seen. Ben Doherty out there in another Pink Panther livery.
So he was a Barbie car last week.
Yeah. Pink Panther.
Well, he's not like myself changing the design every week.
Well, hey, why not? All our non-finishers down pit lane. Marcus Walker is going to limp it home. Simon Honey. How many laps down was he? 2 laps down in the end, but race leader Ewan Baker, race winner in fact, from our first race of the night. Domination, he'll light it up and celebrate that heat race victory.
Make it interesting, make him reuse these tyres after the burnout.
Yeah, that would liven things up, wouldn't it?
Make it interesting off the start, him being on warm tyres, but worn tyres.
Yes, it certainly would. We go into a bit of a
straight critting. I know there is a warm-up.
A warm-up now. Got Eric NZ in the waiting room. Not sure who that is going to be. I don't know if I can bring up the finishing results from that one or get them up on screen. Anyway, we'll try. There we go. We'll bring in our race winner, Ewan Baker, and have a chat to him. Ewan, a great way to start your night here at Circuit Zandvoort. But, mate, we all know how it can go sometimes in race 2, but this helps your point situation anyway.
Yeah, a bit of a bounce back, which is nice after last week. So, yeah, it's a bit of a weight off my shoulders. I'm happy to at least get a win. And yeah, as you say, we'll see what happens in the future race, starting from P12, I think it is. It's going to be chaos. I saw enough madness in my mirrors in that race, and then even just coming through the lap traffic, it was a bit scary. So, yeah, fingers crossed. We'll see.
Yeah, too right. But hey, if anyone can do it, it's going to be you, Ewan. I guess you just got to try and somehow predict where everyone else is going to go in these opening couple of laps. And once things start to spread out, no doubt we'll see you merge through towards the front of the field. And that point situation, we briefly spoke about it last week. It certainly has quite interesting coming into tonight, wasn't it? Having a look at that leaderboard.
Yeah, it was what 60-something points off the leader. So yeah, with the only 1 point difference between positions in race 1, and I think 2 between positions in race 2, it's a hell of a mountain to climb. But I'll give it a crack, see how high I can get up. I mean, we have seen some pretty wide point margins at the top before, so with the chaos of this series, yeah, anything can happen. Gotta keep pushing and see.
Yeah, too right. Well, I'll tell you what, Ewan, it is always a pleasure to talk to you. Congrats on the first race win tonight. Bit of work to do in our feature race, but plenty of time, of course, 40 minutes ahead of you to get that done, mate. While you're in here, you want to shout out anyone, thank anyone?
Yeah, shout out to Kiwi Sim Racing and our sponsors, Speed Nation, InspireNet, Scott Technology, and Shearwater Studios. So, cheers, guys.
Awesome, and we will see if we are talking to you again at the end of this one.
I can only hope. Thanks for having me.
Awesome, cheers. All right, I believe next, so I'm just making a hash of those results there on the screen.
That's Eric Roloff, who was starting off pole in
we'll
the
drag him
feature,
in and we'll have a bit of a chat with him. Eric, first time I believe we've spoken to you here in the comms box, mate, and P12 in that heat race, which of course means that you will be starting out of P1 in our 40-minute feature race.
Hi gang. Yeah, thank you for having me in here, and that's true, although actually Mr. B Party's spot, because he was in front of me and then he lost connection, so I inherited his 12th spot, and now I'm gonna do it in my pants going into T1.
Yeah, I tell you what, she'll be a bit nervy heading in to that first corner, but you might be lucky and just watch it all unfold behind you and manage to sneak away out front.
Yeah, or I'm going to be doing the lit skid and have Campy go all nuts, and I take out half the field. I mean, I could do that if that makes for better viewing.
Yeah, hey, either way, we'll get behind it.
Against that.
Yeah.
If you need a confidence boost going into turn 1, you were a mere 7 points off you and Baker going into tonight's round.
Yes, there you go. All amongst it, eh? But hey, Eric, thanks for coming in for a chat with us, mate. Hopefully things go your way from P1 and in this feature race. Just over 30 seconds to go now until you get into it, so we won't keep you too long before we get into this race.
No, all good, and thank you for doing the broadcast. Family and friends are watching this. Loving you guys, and keep up the great work.
Yeah, awesome. There you go. Cheers again, Eric, for coming in for a chat, mate, and best of luck for this feature race ahead of you. There you go. Thoughts from our pole sitter for the next race. I'll just chuck you back up there if you want. I can't, sorry. I have to put you in there. Ben, if you're watching, you can drag him up back into the race channel. Here we go though, Tomo. Here we go, he's gone.
Right, after my many years of racing KSR, I finally know how the points actually work. After trying to figure out what the difference between the points for the heat race versus the feature was.
So you just
double points.
You just got that explained, eh? It all makes sense now.
Well, it doesn't all make sense. But I finally know how the points format actually works and why everyone's so high up.
Too right. Well, here we go. I'll see how many of these I can get through. Probably not too many, but out of our front row, we just spoke to him then. It is Eric Roloffs and Craig Brock. Row 2, it'll be the Pink Panther, Ben Doherty and Connor Nixon. Out of row 3, Robert Henry and Taylor Oakes. Row 4 will be Hayden Kirk and Brodie McConkey. Row 5 will see Brady Stanley and Justin Davies. And we are about to go racing.
That Jameson car was quite far up there in qualifying, so he's got that one lap pace, so we're going to see something happen here off the start, really.
Yeah, well, he was unlucky, spun early in that heat race after working his way into the lead, so we'll see what Henry can do here, so he can keep it nice and safe. Eric Roloffs has had A beautiful jump out front. Currently half-second race lead. Oh, his car's starting to get a bit close for comfort. I tell you what, Ewan Baker, he will need all the patience to get through this field. I tell you what, the fog is actually getting thicker again. Can you believe this?
If you're in the crowd and you're opening up the Max Verstappen smoke machine things, can you just stop for a few minutes?
Oh, almost contact in the background there. An almost moment that looked like for Connor Nixon. For the moment, it is Roloffs out front holding a half-second margin back to Craig Brock. We just watched this battle unfolding. You can feel something brewing. It's the Pink Panther heads across the grass. Did he get back on safely? Manages to get back on track safely. But somehow, we have not had an early disaster. I don't know how. Plenty of close moments, Tomo.
Plenty of carnage.
Yeah, let's...
Do we have a few cars in the pit already?
I will just have it. Yeah, we've got AJ Giddy, looks like... Oh, yeah, we've had a few cars, in fact, have come together in the early stages of this one with Arthur Taylor.
That's not what you want from the leader. Through the grass.
Yeah, just hold on
He's
to
just
it.
trying to flick some mud up onto the visor of your competitor behind, which in that case, smart tactics.
Yeah, too right, too right. Oh, a bit of a wiggle there for the race leader. Tell you what, he is starting to build the lead a bit over Craig Brock at the moment. Oh, yes!
Never mind.
We've jinxed him. He has spun it around. Race leader and a few cars going out in sympathy. Oh, roll-offs. He's going to have to wait for the field to go past before he can get back on his way. Craig Brock takes over the race lead, and I tell you what, commentators curse, Tomo.
Not our fault. Craig Brock was clearly too intimidating behind.
Filling those
Too big of a
mirrors.
menace of a last name.
Oh, here we go. Battles going on, still raging through this midfield. We'll go back and have a look at some of the replays fairly shortly. As the field start to settle into a bit of a rhythm. Cam Dance goes quickest in this race with a 1:26.040. There's plenty of pace out there at the moment in the early stages of this one. Look at Robert Henry trying to make up for that first race error. He's worked his way up to P2. And we'll look to try and track down Craig Brock, no doubt about that. We see second place championship coming into tonight. Hayden Kirk in that brick car making P4 with Cam Dunce just up in front of him.
Your concrete bumpers send them off.
Yeah, I tell you what, look at Baker now, up to P6. So plenty of patience used early from Ewan Baker, and now the field's starting to spread out. We'll see him work his way through. I almost called it, didn't I, in that interview with him. So we'll see if he can carry on his way, track down these race leaders. You can just see them up in the distance there, so not too far behind Craig Brock. Holds a half-second lead over Robert Henry at the moment.
Cameron Dance is right on the tail of Robert Henry though, and it goes faster again.
Yeah, he has got that thing hooked up, hasn't he? 125.936. As far as anyone else on the circuit, it's a long way ahead of everyone lap times. The only one in the 125s that time by. So a bit of a move for the race lead. Henry had a big look there at Craig Brock, and all of a sudden, three-car battle for the lead early in the race. Big look here for Dance. Moves into P2. almost looking to go the long way around Hayden Kirk. He wants to be a part of this as well.
All-way battle for the lead.
Just like that. Just like that. Look at who's approaching in the background there. Cam Dance now moves his way into the race lead. Henry, big wiggle for Dance. How did he save that? That was massive.
Controller level of just left, right.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how he managed to do that. That was huge. It's got people now in the chat. Welcome into the stream. It's round 2 of the Super Light World Tour. Due by Kiwi Sim Racing. I'd say Hayden Kirk's had a slowdown there. Oh, it's Baker. Oh, again, the two almost make contact. That suspiciously looked like a slowdown as Henry now into the race lead. It's going to be momentarily, is it, as Cam Dance fights his way back. Henry, this is going to be a battle. Let's see if this can continue.
Not really want to be as a lap car either.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out of here. Puts himself on the grass out of harm's way. All of a sudden, this battle is growing as Crossing in the sand trap and now possibly out of the race. Looks like a few early retirements in this one. After Taylor, Connor Nixon and Taylor Oates all retired early stages.
It is a good question too. Who is our biggest movers so far?
I will get
early
those
doors
up on screen for you. Mitchell Campbell up 19 spots, our lid skid provider from last week. He sits P12 at the moment. And look at that, Martin Waugh, our other man that found himself upside down last week, the second biggest mover, up 15 positions. He currently sits in P15. B Party.
They just called it early and started practicing for this week once they went over.
Yeah, this battle is still raging out front. B Party up 14, Sharplin up 12, and Marcus Walker up 10 positions. Is this battle out front just back and forward between Dance and Henry at the moment? And this
It's
fog.
faster at different parts of the track too.
Yeah, this fog is rather annoying though, isn't it? It is making a hash of things out there, that's for sure. So we'll go back, check out this battle between Brock, Kirk and the rest. Brody McConkey, he's made his way to P5. Oh, pressure in behind from Baker. Justin Davies up to 7. Brady Stanley currently sits in P8. Baker here. Let's grab a couple of positions. I'll go 3 wide. Oh, he looks to go the long way. The side's better. Goes Kirk. Cheers for the raid, Corey. Welcome into the stream. Bit of a rough one for you tonight, mate. It's Baker now dropping positions. Ewan Baker falling through the field back to where he started to peak 12.
He's only lost a quarter of the race to make up those positions. I'm sure he's still got it.
Yeah, plenty of time ahead of him, no doubt about that. Tell you what, should we go back and have a look at what has unfolded?
There's a few replays to look at.
Yeah,
I dare say.
we'll have a look at this one here from Corey. See what has gone wrong for him out there. Red Bull car, has he just got it wrong? Oh, out in the sand trap there, and oh yeah, no, saving it from there hard into the fence and ends in the kitty litter. So that is Crossing exiting. Ollie McCall there, we saw him crawling across the grass earlier. So Salmon here to Simon Honey, number 31. Oh, car just went straight ahead.
Inside lock by the looks of that one.
Paul McKenzie now in the 36. Oh, and he's just turned that round himself. Vaughan Martin, probably something similar here. Yeah, gets on that ripple strip and turns it around. Mitchell Campbell, as if last week wasn't bad enough. He's changed the livery this week, has he? I think he has.
If he changes it one more time, maybe there won't be any more accidents.
Yeah, tell you right, this is going to explain what's happened, I think, between Baker and Davies. Oh, Baker's just turned it around himself there, I would say.
If you can't ask us not to show it, if you don't want us to show it, don't do it.
Oh, what's that contact between him and Kirk? Oh, we'll see if we can have a different angle of that, possibly. That's not going to... Oh, it's hard to say.
I'd go on a limb and say they have. It's not really a spot where you want to put the nose in, but
it happens.
But it happens.
Yeah, well...
If you're brave enough.
Yeah, tell you right, and I tell you what, Baker, I would say, has had damage. He's been down pit lane. Currently sits P17. Brody McConkey now down pit lane. So a few cars heading down. There was contact. There you go. Taylor Oakes. Taylor Oakes is actually waiting in the waiting room. We'll drag him in. Taylor, mate, early exit for yourself in this 40-minute feature.
Yeah, I didn't untick I normally always untick the fast repair at the start of a race.
Yeah.
And forgot when I went into pits.
Oh.
Repairs, and just sitting there with massive amounts of required repairs, and unfortunately goes up on the jack for that. It's game over.
Oh, no deal. Yeah. Well, that explains that. Corey not wanting us to show that moment. Is that what you're talking about, Tomo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, someone's got to do it. Corey, someone has to keep us entertained.
Yeah, when I got turned, that had no damage whatsoever. That was just, unfortunately, that was just the result of the red mist when the race starts, and for some reason everyone goes crazy on lap 1 and 2 of a 40-minute race, and they all try and pass and do silly things, and then once they get to lap 3 they go, oh, maybe I've got 37 minutes to actually work this out, so why don't I just relax and take my time and actually make a proper pass without causing damage to anyone. And that's what we're seeing now mostly. And
yeah, these two
at the start of the race, it's just
carnage.
Crazy.
Everybody trying to get the jump, and yeah, I tell you what, Eric Roloffs, he got off to a great start in the feature race, but unfortunately lost the rear end and spun it around while leading, and he now, I'd say he'll be very down the pack. He's actually down in P11, so he's made somewhat of a comeback. We saw him sitting down on the grass for a long time, waiting for the field to go through, finding a gap.
Hayden Burks just had a big spin.
Oh, Kirky, well, he was going good up front too. He's down to P7.
Yeah, there was a little bit of contact there with Kirk and Baker in that incident, so that's possibly a leftover from that, having a slight bit of damage on his car.
Here's the replay. Oh,
He just did it by himself.
Here we go. We'll get the replay up of what has unfolded for Hayden Kirk out there in that brick livery.
He just puts a wheel in the marbles and that's it.
Oh, there you go. Just turns it around. Oh, and then he puts it into the fence. So got a track there for Cam Dunce. Doesn't look like it's anything too major. It's that battle still going out front. Rob Henry trying to find a bit of luck. It's
Now that you're no longer competing, dare divulge some strategy for us. What sort of minute mark were you looking at coming in if you had anything planned that ways?
I was gonna run basically as long as I could, really, and then come in after that and finish the race with some better tyres. As there is this, compared to last week at Red Bull Ring, this track has got is far higher degradation on the tyres.
Yeah, I was wondering that. We were seeing towards the end of that 15-minute race a few cars starting to have a few issues, so...
Yeah, so that the first race last week, I think I only had about 7% wear, and this race I was almost at 20% in the 15 minutes, so...
Okay. Okay, what fight?
So,
Sorry?
those are the likes like Ewan and a couple of the other unlucky ones that have pitted early, but damaged and put that set of tyres on. They will be struggling at the end of coming up to the end of the race.
Yeah, I was wondering that. I was gonna, they've had to stop early due to that damage, of course, and Hayden Kirk now down in the pits. We'll get up some notifications for you at home. Tell you what, Simon Burling-Claridge and AJ Denny have been down pit lane for a rather long time. We'll exclude those guys. Brady Stanley too, down pit lane at the moment, getting some damage seen to possibly. Ollie McCall as well, so we watch Martin Waugh currently down in P8. Ewan Baker, quickest man on the circuit.
He will have some of the newest tyres of the grid though.
Yeah, 1:25.365 last time by. That's quicker than anyone on the track. Cam Dance 1:25.433, so not much in it, but
Yeah, that's Ewan Baker with a full tank of fuel and fresh tyres, and Cam Dance with low fuel and old tyres. So
yeah,
that's where that difference comes on.
seeing if we've got any battles going on. It looks like the field's fairly well spread out at the moment. The closest battle is your lead, and that's almost the second in it. We see Ben Heron. He sits P5. Roloff's down pit lane. Has he had more trouble? That is a rather long stop for Roloff's, almost out to a minute now.
Yeah, that could be. He's already used his fast repair, and he's got some minor. Now he has to come in for some other repairs, because it's only 6 seconds for tyres, which fuel covers. So 7 to 8 seconds for a stop is what you're looking at.
Yeah, okay, because it looks like down pit lane, most of those guys, doing about 23 seconds, 22 to 23 seconds, and like I say, the stops are only like 6 seconds long.
I think we're seeing about 8 to 9 last round of the wheels, but on average.
Yeah, I think you're right too, actually. Cam Dance now starting to run away with this one a little bit for the meantime, to be fair. The rest of the field fairly well spread out. Doherty and that Pink Panther trying to chase down Ewan Baker at the moment. Stu's Gaming on Twitch, welcome in to the stream. Halfway through the feature race here at Circuit Zandvoort. There's still Cam Dance leading the way from Rob Henry, and that lead starting to stretch out lap by lap. Brody McConkey now down pit lane.
A pretty good battle for 6 going on here.
Sharplin, is it? Oh yeah, there we go. Sharplin here, and Rob Woodworth as well.
For the sake of speaking too soon, we haven't actually seen the underside of anyone's car in a wee while now.
Yeah, no, that first heat race provided some weird form of rollover.
Because iRacing.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was a lot like
Even Connor's on where he went 10 feet into the air. That was interesting as well. Where he got launched up instead of out from the wall.
Oh yeah, oh nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It was
Yeah.
it was a lot like R Factor, wasn't it, Tomo? Seeing a rollover like that.
Old school R Factor.
Yeah.
The old R Factor 1.
Yeah. There we go.
The good old days down at the old hyperstimulator racing store.
There's almost contact there between Sharplin, and it's not done yet. Sharplin in here, and Sharplin eventually gets it done. Moves up to a P5. He will try and chase down B Party.
It's not your typical passing move.
Nah. That's
I certainly wouldn't have gone side by side through there.
that's what you
Get
call.
him offline and make it work.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just fire it in
Thinking,
there.
oh, maybe it worked. Maybe inviting the karmic gods, we're going to see another Halo grind.
Encouraging it.
He's doing the old Ayrton Senna, Max Verstappen type of, I'll put myself here and you choose whether we crash.
Tell you what, our championship leader coming into tonight is having a night to forget. We'll just bring up a replay, see what has gone wrong here for Freeman. Oh, just turns it around.
It's a weird one. He was on the rubbered line unless someone else was gone off previously and dragged a whole lot of gravel back onto the road.
Yeah, well, that's certainly a frustrating night for him. That is for sure. Early contact in heat race number 1. Pretty much dropping him to the rear of the field, and now this one he is down in P13. Far out from P14 down, everyone's a lap down, a lap or more. So it just shows this track, everyone is starting to clear out, and big gaps between everyone.
And as the race progresses, the gravel just gets worse and worse as people go off and drag more on.
Yeah, too right. And the top 7 actually yet to stop. And Ewan Baker currently sits 40 seconds behind, so yeah, he has got a lot of work to do. He's gonna have
40 seconds behind the race lead.
yeah, so he's going to have to make up about 18 seconds roughly.
So he might
22
get
about.
he might get to P5 on. He'll make P5, I think. I'm calling P5 when the top half of the field cycle through.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say he's going to pop out in front of B Party. We'll keep an eye on that as that unfolds, because it's roughly about 21 to 22 seconds down pit lane. So in theory that should drop him about 18 seconds behind the race leader.
Going back to the gravel, surely we can just pull Kempy off the darts and start him out there with a broom or something, surely.
Yeah, I reckon. Taking up
Next week after the updates have gone through, since this is week 13 for iRacing, we will have debris flags next week.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
debris cautions, here we go.
Do we need to go to Bathurst, Tomo?
Oh, surely. I'm calling it now. The moment someone jumps into the lead, like they make a pass for the lead, and then we'll get a debris caution. It'll be controversial as it gets.
Yeah, but well,
Because debris flags mean you don't have to worry about. You can still pass under a debris flag.
it's just
it's
a
just
caution,
letting you know that.
Yeah.
It's just letting you know that there's debris on the track. It has nothing. You can still pass.
Yeah, it's like the oil flags. Yeah.
I'd say that's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
An oil flag is a debris flag.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, that's going to be.
It's just when it goes to a bigger body part of a car, that's when it becomes a yellow flag.
Yeah, I believe that was Brady McConkey. Yeah, it was a big off track there for himself. He, not long ago, was up inside the top 5. Now currently finds himself down at P21.
Probably got used to the old tyres and he's put new tyres on and he's gone out heavy and gone, oh, this isn't how I remember how the car was driving.
Yeah, I tell you what, Craig Brock, we saw him come down pit lane from 3rd and he's dropped in behind Ewan Baker.
He did have a very long stop as well. It was around that 13-14 second mark.
Yeah, so
Cam's in the lane. We'll see where Cam comes out.
okay, race leader in, so that'll give the lead now to Henry. He will inherit that. Keep an eye on Cam Dance's stop in 8.2 seconds. Stationary. Yeah, 23.3 seconds will remain in P2 as B Party and Sharpland now. Let's get their pit stops out of the way as well. We'll keep an eye on where Ewan Baker emerges in all of this.
A 6.9 second stop for Brandon.
Yeah, that's quick. It's quick. The quickest one we've seen so far is going to be a 6.4 second stop, and that is for the Pink Panther of Daldy. So Baker at the moment sits P4. Martin Waugh yet to stop, and so is race leader Rob Henry. And has something happened to Cam Dance?
No, he's pitted.
Yeah, but that is still a long... He's lost time somewhere because now he's 30 seconds behind. Henry's going to come out of the stop 7 seconds in front. Unless...
Cam didn't have a longer stop, did he? No, he had a 6 second stop, didn't he?
Yeah, well, Cam Dance had 23.3 seconds. And yeah, here goes Henry leaving pit lane. So something has happened.
Yeah, he leaves the lane 2 tenths earlier. He's 2 seconds quicker in the lane as well.
Yeah, and he's come out with a 8-second lead. So Dance...
Unless there was some lap traffic when Cam came out of the lane.
Yeah, certainly got nothing. Oh, yes, no, he has. He's had a moment. He has had a moment. We'll go back and have a look at what has happened to Cam Dance here on lap number 19. And God, I hope it's not another one out of the pits. Looks like it's going to be a south spin. There you go.
Guys.
Across the gravel. Oh, keeps it out of the fence. Done a good job. But
We've also got a B Party in the wall in the chat.
Oh, he will not be happy about that, Cam.
Yeah.
He knows how these cars drive. He knows how the tyres work.
Just see what happened here for B. Oh, he's done exactly the same, but oh, contact made with the wall for B Party. See what that's much damage he has out of that one. We'll probably see him back through the pit lane at some point.
That's if he's got his fast repair remaining.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I'll tell you what, out front, Rob Henry leads 7.1 second lead at the moment over Cam Dance. It's crazy how much time it costs you, eh? One little spin. No, he didn't put it in the fence, he didn't end up facing the wrong way or anything, and he lost 7 seconds out of that, so... Massive. Massive gains for Henry. After a shocker first start, or first race I should say. The moment making up for it.
I would expect that gap to close between Cam and Robert.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on their lap times. Obviously Henry is down pit lane on his last one, so that's not going to give us a...
Because Robert did spend that entire stint in the draft of another car.
Yeah.
So now he's the pioneer going into every corner. He's the first person finding the gravel that's been dragged onto the track by all the cars behind.
So you were out there racing, is it easier out in the clean air, or Are you better
Oh,
off in
definitely.
the toe? Yeah, okay, so...
It's the toe is massive, but certainly around some of the corners it is a lot easier and cleaner. And also not having someone right behind you is also a lot nicer because you're not sure how they're gonna go through the corners as well, whether or not they're gonna dive or they're just gonna sit behind you for a bit, work with you for 20 minutes to get you through the race and build a lead to the cars behind you, and then you get to the last 5 minutes and then battle. And then you kind of guarantee yourself a really good finish if you work together with the 1 or 2 cars behind you, around you. But
Being
you
smart
get
with KSR. Ever.
but you do get a lot of people that just try and battle all the time, and you go, man, it's a 40-minute race, we can work together to catch the car in front.
Yeah.
But everyone just wants to have their own individual battles, and you go, but I come from the old, my motto in every race is treat every race like an endurance race.
Yeah.
So I look after the car, try to look after the tyres, and
Yeah, I tell you what, Ewan Baker last time by 124.823, quickest on the circuit, and Cam Dance and Rob Henry. Henry did a 125.690 and Cam Dance a 125.561, so not a lot between
not a
those
lot
two.
between those two.
No, if they keep that up, they will finish in their respective order, providing they don't end up looping it up.
And there is the ever-present traffic as the boys are coming up to them.
Yeah, we just saw you and Baker there, and nice clean pass on a lap traffic. Doldie and the Pink Panther sits P4 at the moment, about 30 seconds off the lead, and Craig Brock, early race leader, sits back in P5 with Sharplin pressing on and behind P6 at the moment.
That'll be an off-track for Craig there for dropping the wheel.
So slowdown or just a penalty for that one? Is there any parts of the track that are getting slowdowns? Because I'm pretty sure we saw Hayden Kirk get one earlier.
You definitely at the chicane bit, where if you drop all 4 wheels on the inside into the gravel, you lose time in the gravel, and then when you rejoin they slap you with a slowdown.
Get you for the double 8.
Yep.
Go back here, Hayden Kirk. He sits P7. Bad haul of points for himself tonight, Neil Baker. He spoke of that massive points gap he came in with tonight. So trying to his best to close that first in race 1, and at the moment sitting in P3. Closing that margin slowly but surely. But it's going to run out of time. Cam Dance was your quickest last time by.
Yep, an angry Cam is a fast Cam.
Yeah, I tell you what, he was almost a second quicker than Robert Henry on the last lap.
So,
Dance.
who did we just have a loop around there?
Is that Brock, possibly? Oh no, they're going at it still.
Well, that would possibly be Simon Honey. He does not have a front wing.
Oh. There you go, on screen, bit of damage for the 31. Sits back in P18 at the moment. Paul McKenzie up in front of him. Finally the fog starting to lift in the closing stages, just under 6 minutes to go here in the feature race circuit in Zandvoort. And thoughts on next week, Taylor? Suzuka?
Are we at Suzuka? I don't know. Are we?
Yeah, we are at Suzuka.
Okay.
Wow.
That will be very interesting with the it is a high-speed technical track, not too dissimilar to this, but it's it is more technical, where you're lifting at points to get the car to turn properly and holding on the accelerator at a couple of points as well.
Yeah.
It will be really interesting with the, I would say, the vast skill range of drivers in this field.
I'll tell you what, we're just hoping that one of these rounds we get a bit of rain happening. I would support that. We saw it in the opening round was it last week? Did we get rain?
It was a wet
Start to it,
practice.
yeah.
It
Dried
was a wet
out.
practice, and then qualifying started off with a wet track, but it was dry enough to go out on dry tyres.
Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully we see a bit more rain throughout the series. It's a good addition to iRacing having that rain.
Yeah, rain would be good. We just don't want Bathurst 12 hours.
Yeah.
We just don't want OSR Bathurst 12 hours spec rain.
Yeah, we don't want flooding.
Yes, that was not fun to drive in that weather.
Yeah, I've heard plenty about that. And, yeah.
Get the depot tyres.
But I just saw heaps of people saying
I
how
wanted-
wet it was, just puddles everywhere.
I wanted bicycle tyres rather than road tyres. At least the bicycle tyres would have cut through the water.
So Rob Woodworth is getting some damage repaired out there, along with Brad Wiggins at the moment. Both having some long stops out there. Top 13 now on the lead lap. Justin Davies, your last car on the lead lap. He's out there in no man's land at the moment. Bit of a battle still raging by the looks between Sharplin
What are you doing, Jamie?
and Brock.
Oh, Jamie Stewart just went straight ahead.
Not what you want to be doing.
Ah,
Yes. When we say Suzuka next week, it has a little tag on the end based on proposed Season 2 schedule for iRacing. So,
yeah, and it's still mostly week 13 coming into Tuesday next week as well.
Yeah, so
The start of week 13 this week, tonight.
yeah, because this is all side by side with the official series, isn't it?
Yeah.
At the moment, so it's good to be Party back at 9th position at the moment. Next position there.
It goes past Phil King.
Yeah. Oh, Sharpman there runs wide. We'll pick up
That'll be an off track.
an off-track. Henry still holding that gap out front at the moment.
He has actually pulled 3/10
Yeah, this time
on Cam.
1:25.373 for Henry.
Ewan has closed in 3 seconds on the race leader as well, but with 2 minutes to go, he is fast. I don't think he's that fast.
Yeah, I'd say this lap plus one will bring us to the conclusion of round 2. Henry still leads the way from Cam Dance, and Cam Dance, he will be kicking himself after spinning it up while in front. Cost himself plenty of time. Sits 5 seconds adrift at the moment. Look at that time just coming down. He is absolutely hauling it out there. Still Ewan Baker, your quickest. You dipped down into the 124s last time by.
There'll also be a little bit of Robert going, yeah, no, there's not, then both the 2 cars are not behind, are not going to catch. I'll take it
Yeah.
a fraction easier through these corners. Make sure I get to the end, and we'll just do it safely.
Yeah, too right. Of course he did spin
And
up.
Cam is pushing as hard as he can.
Yeah, he is not letting off, that's for sure. Henry making up for his spin in Heat Race 1 while leading the race too. Managed to get the jump on Baker and then spun it out, so
There we go, we've got the white flag. We've started the last dance.
Henry, Jamison's sponsored car. Very strange not to see him in an all green car.
a good change. It's a little bit too inspiring.
I have a feeling that it isn't all green car, because if you do have too much Jamisons, you do turn in the shade of green.
Yeah, that I would definitely believe. So we are right on the roll bar here with the race
And we
leader,
have a spinner on the last lap as well.
just to make it interesting. Why not? Henry.
Eric having a big spin on the final
Well.
coming up to start his last lap.
Yeah, he's sounds like he's finishing the way he started this race then.
Oh yeah.
Henry. Just a couple of corners to go. And he will get it done in the 40-minute race here at Zandvoort. 29 laps the distance. Henry takes the checker from Cam Dance. Ewan Baker to round out a good night. 2 podiums, brings it home in P3, and that is after we saw him facing the wrong way as well. So we see Doherty, that Pink Panther, he will bring it home in position 4. More passes still going on to the line. Sharp one on the last corner. Gets it done from Craig. Good way to finish that race. Kirk will round out your 7. Massive gaps between the cars tonight.
We've probably got enough time to start the interviews up before we get a B party crossing the line.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're not wrong, there's B party there. So he ends up bringing home P9. Dyson Freeman, somewhat of a recovery, brings it home P10. That will drop him down the championship order. Looks like we're only going to get 20 finishes, possibly. Like that.
Yeah, well, there was a high rate of attrition in that race.
Yeah.
Oofed. Eric goes, I don't need that car anymore, and goes straight ahead at turn 1.
And so see you later to that car. We just stand by for these drivers to jump in the waiting room. See if Baker wants another chat. He may not.
We've got the first 2 there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll get things underway and we'll drag in our P2 finisher, Cam Dance, in our 40-minute feature race, mate. Was looking good out front for you in that one. Just a little mistake after the round of pit stops, dropping you back to P2. But hey, still a podium finish, you can't complain.
Yeah, it's still good points at the end of the day, but yeah, need to stop in a wobble on the cold tyres, eh? Yeah, just a little bit of a heavy foot on the cold tyres through that fast right-hander down the hill, and Ryan decided it was not going to cooperate, so yeah, ended up in the gravel and throwing it all over the track, so sorry everybody behind me, but yeah, look, at the end of the day, P2 is pretty good, and we won the first race, got second in the first race as well, so 2 P2s, better than last week when we DNF the feature.
Yeah, too right, all helps towards the points, and obviously that is the main aim here, I guess, finishing races, and even better on the podium, of course. But
yeah, for sure, and yeah, it's just a long season, so it's going to be all about that with so many races and so many points on offer as well.
Yeah, and a rather high casualty rate through some of these races as well. So sometimes the first thing is to survive the race, and you get that done. That's your first task done, I guess. But you've done that well tonight. 2 podium finishes for yourself, and you can't complain. You did finish on the podium in race 1, didn't you? No.
Yeah, the P2.
Yeah,
Sorry.
P2, sorry. Yeah, so getting a bit lost here. But Cam, while you're in here, mate, did you want to thank any of your sponsors or shout anyone out?
Yeah, just obviously shout out to Taylor for jumping in and comes out the up row. Also shout out to Taylor and Connor for turning up and having a bit of a skid as well. I know they didn't have quite such a successful night, but end of the day, good to see them out there. And cheers to all the boys for the awesome racing as always. It's always fun driving these cars around, even when it's qualifying lap after qualifying lap. But obviously everybody that's on the car, Hybrid Tune, and everybody that's just part of the team, making it awesome team to be part of it, all but Drop Their Motorsport.
Awesome. Well, cheers again, Cam, for coming in for a chat with us, mate. And yeah, we'll see how you go next week. You might be in here talking to us again.
Yeah, we better thank Revolution Race Gear as well, Cam.
Yeah.
There you go. Awesome. Well, cheers again for joining us, Cam.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Cheers. There you go. Thoughts from your double podium finisher tonight, Cam Dance. We'll drag in Our a race winner, Robert
9 to it.
Henry, in a somewhat turn of luck for you. You haven't had a lot of it in the last couple of weeks, but feature race panning out your way with Cam Dance getting a bit loose on the cold tyres and you managing to get yourself into the lead and not looking back from there.
Yeah, thanks, boys. That was quite a good race. I had Cam was really aggressive in that last race, so he ended up getting an overlap, and I lifted out of it and let him go by and followed him around. I managed to save a heap of fuel behind him, so I saved a whole lap in that 15 or so laps that he was ahead of me. So I probably would have had enough coming out of the stop to jump him with the cold tyres being so slow. But I was surprised to come out with like 8 seconds or something. So,
Yeah, so were we. We were like looking at that going, what's going on here? We had to go back and find the replay. But yeah, from there, man, just a great run out front. I guess towards the end there, just lifted off a little bit. Just knowing that you had that comfortable margin and the main aim, just bringing it home from there.
Yeah, well, like I went, I thought it was going to be close out of the stop, so I went really aggressive on fuel. So I actually short fueled it by about a litre to save that in the last eight laps or so to the end. So that's aggressive, but it worked out in the end.
Yeah, too right. It did well. I tell you what, it is good to see you finally get a bit of luck out there. You got out to what looked like a good lead in that first race and came unstuck, but made up for it in the feature race.
That start was actually quite funny because I got a really good launch, and I was side by side with Ewan through a couple of corners, and then coming into turn 3, I think we both lifted to let the other go past.
Yeah.
And then because I was on the inside, it just turned out with me coming out the other side in front. But yeah, I had a big slide coming down the hill, that right-hand kink at the bottom of the hill, and that just overheated the rears. And then just couldn't keep it under me in the next corner. So, yeah. So not necessarily bad luck, but rather bad management. It was a skill issue for sure.
Well, I'll call it that you had a bit more luck in the last one anyway. So, I tell you what, we have had a couple of people cheering you on in the chat tonight too. Stu's Gaming on Twitch was giving you a rev there in the chat, so he was certainly happy with that result for yourself.
Yeah, well, that's my big brother, so he should be on my side no matter what.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll take it. I'll take the support.
Too right. Well, Robert, while you're in here, mate, anyone you wanted to thank?
I'm not prepared for this. I wasn't expecting to be in this position. Obviously, KSR and Speed Nation is the sponsor, but shout out to the fans too. So hi to my bro, and thanks for the support.
Awesome. Well, Robert, again, congrats on getting it done in that feature race, mate, and cheers for coming in and having a chat with us.
All good, boys. Catch you later, eh?
Catch up. There you go. Thoughts from our race winner tonight, Robert Henry, managing to string it together and bring it home safely. Well, boys, that about wraps it up for us here from the Netherlands tonight. Tomo, cheers again for the call, mate. Appreciate your time, and Taylor as well. Appreciate you jumping in and bringing that race home.
I would have preferred to still been out on the track for the championship points, but yeah, I'll have to go and have a word with the race engineer and tell him to do the right things before we get to the next round.
Yeah, too right. Turn up with a better effort next week, maybe. We'll see what happens.
Make sure he's got the correct stuff ticked when he comes into the pit lane.
Yeah, too right. Well, again, cheers everyone who has tuned in to the racing tonight. I will be back tomorrow night with round 4 of the NZiRL Championship. Of course, we head to Phoenix Raceway for that one, so make sure you grab yourself some coldies on the way home tomorrow and tune in to round 4 of the NZiRL Championship. But from tonight, from here at Circuit Zandvoort, we will say a goodbye and we will see you all again tomorrow night.